This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your daily recap of the information that affects Iowa's farmers, producers, and consumers, right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning broadcast team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, and Mark Magnuson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Riley Smith.
Well, good day and welcome to Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. Today is Friday, September 8th, 2023. We're so glad you could join us for today's show. In today's episode, I talk with Mitch Heisler of Wyffels at the Farm Progress Show in Decatur, Illinois. We had a chat about the current crop standings, how those weather challenges from this year have impacted Wyffels hybrids, and some of the things they've learned from those challenges. We also have a check of that ag weather outlook, but first, let's run down the markets.
It's time now for the Ag Matters PM Closing Market Summary, your source for market analysis and settlement prices from the day's trade in Chicago, courtesy of the folks at agmarket.net.
At the end of another trading day in the ag marketplace, we're talking with Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. First off, Curt, what have we seen going on in the grain markets today?
Well, we finished out the week with some mixed trade up and down for the day. They bought beans, sold corn, sold wheat. Funds were on the sell side there late in the session. But we held in there fairly well this morning. We did see 121,000 ton bean sell to China. On the weekly export sales report, we sold 37 million bushels of corn, about 66 million bushels of beans. That was kind of the upper end of trade expectations. And when you look at that weekly export sales report, it'll be a little not confusing, but a lot of juggling around. What they did is they rolled some sales from the old crop into new crop. So next week report will be a little bit more cleaner as we move forward. But the trade needs to see some demand on a bigger scale. I think demand's consistent. I think demand's better than what they're letting on for the most part. But the big thing, of course, will be next week's monthly supply-demand report. And trade's expecting about a bushel and a half lower on yield, half a bushel less on the soybean yield, a bushel and a half less on the corn yield. But there's talking maybe adjusted acreage slightly, so we'll see what we come up with. I've never had any real good success trying to outguess what these numbers are. Most analysts come up with three numbers. One, what they think the numbers are going to be that day, what they really think it is, and also they'll put out a third estimate what the final might be. But this is the start of the marketing year. This is the start of some harvest activity. Here locally in central Illinois, hand samples are running anywhere from 28 to 34% moisture. You add a few points to that since it's a hand sample. So we're going to be a little while. I'm still expecting high variability. Talking to guys, they'll say, well, I got some's going to be 180. I got some's going to be 230. Beans, just no clue in through here. They got pretty well zapped throughout the Midwest here. As we start to get closer to that report, once the report's out of the way, we'll find something new to look at, which will be the quarterly grain stocks report here at the end of the month. Technically, if you've been watching the corn charts, corn's been sideways in through here. On the week, corn did finish up 2.5 cents, but we just been forming a wedge formation on the charts here. We're due for a breakout next week, so maybe this crop report will give the markets direction. Soybeans have been in a downtrend this week. They actually, November's closed down 6.25 for the week. We're off the highs there. As a producer wanting to sell, we'd like to see it back above 14. Technically, on the charts, we did record a daily price reversal to the upside. We went below yesterday's low and it closed higher today. But once again, maybe next week report will give us some direction as that bean market tries to hold that long-term uptrend line from last summer there as you connect the lows. Wheat was up about 1/4 cent in the December Chicago. It's just stuck in the mud sideways in through here for the most part. 590 to about 615, just kind of buying some time in through here. as we kind of put most of the attention on the corn and soybean market here as we go into next week.
And then on the livestock side of things, Curt, what did we see in that marketplace today?
On the beef sales, we sold about 11 million metric tons, 4.1 to Japan, and South Korea picked up 2.1 in the weekly sales. They're our best customers right now. China was kind of absent here. October cattle futures finished up about $3 for the week. We moved above some resistance here at 182. We should be in position to challenge the October futures high at 185.75. Still tight numbers as we move forward here. We'll continue to watch and see if we have some heifer tension here, or if we continue to see guys push stuff through the lot. Still picking up, lost a lot of weight or lost some head here on that hot weather we experienced. Hogs, October hogs was down about $1.50 for the week. We did see a weekly price reversal to the downside on the charts. That means we had a higher than last week, but they closed lower than last Friday. Pork sales, 26 million metric tons. Mexico continues to be our best buyer in pork, and even in corn too. But Mexico bought 8.5 million metric tons. Japan, 4.7. South Korea, 3.3. Now, as a livestock producer, I keep an eye on this grain market in here as we start to see maybe a little harvest pressure, wide basis. This would be an opportunity to book some feed needs, corn, and particularly meal. This meal seems like it dips down into this 390 area, runs up above up to this 410, 420 area, runs out of gas. So as a livestock producer, kind of keep an eye on this grain market in here and use these dips in here to get some stuff booked. As we move forward in through here, we're going to be into October here. We're going to be in pork month fairly quickly. So we'll see how demand goes as we go into early fall.
Lots of great information today, Curt. For those of our listeners and our viewers who would like to get in touch and learn more from the folks at agmarket.net, how can they do that?
Easiest is to go to agmarket.net and go to Intel. That's where most of the news research is put together by our ag market team. They cover the fundamental and technical side of it, and they'll keep you up to date on that crop report next week too. Or else I'm located in Normal, Illinois at 1-800-779-1515.
Great talking with you as always, Curt, and we look forward to speaking with you again soon.
Have a good one. Take care.
That again was Curt Kimmel of agmarket.net. We'll go ahead and take a look at how those numbers close. That's courtesy of the folks at Bar Chart. At the close, December corn down 2.5 at 483 3/4. November soybeans up 3.5 at 1363 even. December soybean meal up 6.10 at 401.40. Soybean oil down 28 cents at 60.50. Chicago wheat down 4 even at 595 3/4. Minneapolis spring wheat down 4 even at 770 3/4. Kansas City hard red wheat down 5 even at 732 even. December oats up 3.5 at 500 even. On the Merc, October live cattle down 42 at 183.22. September feeders down 22 at 255.35. October lean hogs down $1.30 at 81.52. Pork cutout down 82 cents at 92.72. October Class 3 milk down 20 at 19.01. And that's been a check of the markets here on Ag Matters PM. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soy Checkoff. When we come back, I talk with Mitch Heisler of Wyffels Hybrids. This is Ag Matters PM.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
Welcome back to Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Riley Smith. This year's Farm Progress Show in Decatur, Illinois, obviously a great opportunity to catch up with the ag industry, talk about how this year has been. Now, on the crop side of things, it's been a very interesting year. We've seen prolonged drought continued from the past few years, as well as some weather issues. That derecho that didn't quite hit us here in Iowa, but did continue into Illinois, caused a lot of damage there. Talked with Mitch Heisler of Wyffels Hybrids about how their hybrids have handled this year, some of the challenges they've seen, as well as the fact that even though this was a challenging year, it's not a year to write off. In fact, it's a year to learn from those challenges and make the next year even better. We are here at the Farm Progress Show in Decatur, Illinois, talking with Mitch Heisler. He's a product and agronomy manager with Wyffels Hybrids. Mitch, first off, beautiful weather we've had here today, but this whole growing season has been a little bit of a weather struggle. Just wondering, how have those hybrids been handling the challenges we've seen from this year?
Overall, I would say I've been very impressed with how the hybrids, modern hybrids are handling the stress. Even thinking back to, 10, 11 years ago in 2012 when we had an extreme drought, and, the difference in how the crop looks this year compared to then is really amazing. You said it, we've had some tough weather conditions, certainly an extreme drought, and early on in June, we caught some rain across different parts of the Corn Belt into June, early July, but then we've had phases depending on where you're at, where you've had different levels of drought stress since then. So certainly the timing makes a big difference. Any drought stress we faced after pollination is going to have a bigger effect on yield, just as it's going through grain fill. But, I've been very impressed. I think we're still going to have a lot of variability. It seems like we talk about that every year. This year it'll be no different. One, it'll be based on where you're at, obviously the rainfall you have, but I think also we'll see a lot of variability just based on, what kind of root growth we were able to get. Corn on corn situation where you usually have a little bit more restricted root growth. Anywhere we had compaction, just different soil types that don't have as much water holding capacity. Even within a field, I think we could see 100 to 150 bushel swings just because of that difference in how much water that plant was able to take up.
Right, in years like this where maybe we are having those challenges, sometimes a lot of people are, it's a tough year, maybe write it off. But this is honestly a year to prove how well those hybrids have been performing. And, it's a good thing that you can come out of this and say that, it's been an impressive year.
When you're, I think from our perspective, and certainly when I talk to our corn breeders, I think, you don't ever want to see a farmer have their crop put through stress, but you do learn a lot about your hybrids when they're faced with different situations. And it's not just drought. When we have a really wet year, you learn, okay, you're able to always fine tune not only our current hybrids, but maybe more importantly, pre-commercial hybrids that are going to be part of our lineup going forward. So we do learn a lot this year. A lot of times it's, helping us fine tune and really differentiate where's the best placement for different products. And it really does allow us to give better information to our customers. The worst thing we could do is go through a year like this and not learn anything because we don't know what weather we're going to face next year or the year after that. So we don't want to plan for the same weather that we had this year. We don't want to plan for a drought next year, but certainly, learning about our hybrids and knowing how to better place them going forward is certainly a benefit.
And have we seen any new hybrid lines this year? Just for this whole crop season?
Yeah, so, we released 15 new products this last year, so we've been obviously watching them very closely throughout the year, and there's a lot of them that we're very excited about. I think if I just kind of pick out a few as you go down the lineup, 5406 is a new, 107-day double pro that has really shown a lot of stress tolerance as we go through this drought, the drought stress we've had. You look, 8086 is a 114-day double pro product that really is a very, impressive product. It's really handled the drought well. It's got a very, big flex ear. And then 7759 is another product, for corn on corn. It's got Smart Stacks Pro. So for someone who needs that extra level of corn rootworm protection, it really provides that, as well as one that has really handled the heat and the drought stress very well this year. And then the last one I would mention, 6886, 111-day double pro product that, again, fits a maturity where, we really needed to bring some more horsepower, and we feel like it really fits the bill, especially under the tough conditions we've seen it in a lot this year.
And then just heading into the final harvest season, are we seeing some pretty good optimism despite the year?
I think it really, it is going to be variable. I think that we certainly, if you think back to June 20th or something like that, we probably would have had people that were ready to write off the crop. And it's really rebounded a lot since then. It's just amazing what a little bit of rain can do. I know, just speaking in Geneseo, where around where I live, we've been 45% drier than a normal year there this year. So, but you look at the corn crop around there, you certainly, as you look across the field, you'll see areas where it's, pretty tough and starting to dry up. But there's a lot of it that looks pretty good, So I think that we'll have a little bit of both. You'll probably pull into a field and and be surprised on the good side, but there'll be parts of that field where you might be surprised on the poor side as well. It's all going to come down to water holding capacity, root growth, but I'm certainly optimistic. I think we've been out the last couple weeks looking at a lot of fields, and there's certainly a lot of good looking corn out there, but time will tell. We still got the heat we had last week, and we're looking at for the next couple weeks, so then we'll speed the crop along and maybe not allow us to pack quite as much as we would have if it was a slower, cooler grain fill.
So then looking into the future a little bit already, are there any products along the pipeline that our listeners and viewers should keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, certainly years like this, we're always thinking about our products that are out in our farmers' fields now, but we're also thinking about what's the next crop that's coming, or the next set of hybrids that are going to elevate that level of performance that our customers can expect. And so our corn breeders have been actively out in the field looking at those, evaluating those, and I think there's some very exciting things. Like I said, when you have a year like this, you can really see we have areas in our geography that are going to be very high yielding, where we can see, okay, what products really bring that top-end yield potential. And then we're going to have other areas where we can really see how do they respond under heavy stress and in, lower yield environments. And both of those are important. So it'll give us a great year to evaluate those products going into what products we're going to release for next year.
Mitch, lots of great information today for those of our listeners who would like to get in touch and learn more and look into getting Wyffels hybrids on their operation. How can they do that?
Encourage you to go to Wyffels.com. You can find information there, obviously, about our hybrids and different agronomic information, but you can also look up who the local salesman is in your area. I encourage you to reach out to your local Wyffels seed representative. They're really going to be the best expert at what products are performing the best in your area and on your soil types. So really encourage you to find your local seed representative and ask them some of these same questions.
Mitch, thanks for the conversation today, and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day at the Farm Progress Show.
Thanks. It was great talking to you.
That again was Mitch Heisler of Wyffels Hybrids. Let's go ahead and take a look at that ag weather outlook. Well, the weather today is beautiful, as it has been recently, and honestly, I hope this weather continues for a while, and maybe it's just from getting into the unofficial start of fall, because it's just a pleasure to be outside right now, whether you're fishing, just enjoying the time outside. I've been trying to do a bit more biking at this time of year. Just a great time to enjoy the weather, especially compared to the oven that we've been living in for what seems like the past 3 weeks. Now, looking into this weekend, obviously there's a storm rolling in, and not just with the weather. We have the Cy-Hawk game coming to Ames, Iowa State taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Of course, I'm always rooting for my Hawkeyes every year, and hoping we can see some better things this year. Weather looks good for tomorrow, at least for the beginning of the day. Getting into tomorrow night, could see some storm chances, especially into Sunday and even into Monday. So let's see what the National Weather Service has in store for the next 24 hours. As you can see from the National Weather Service, we have some really nice weather in store for this weekend. Today, sunny skies and wonderful temperatures, those highs ranging from the mid-70s to low 80s. Tonight, chilly temps and mostly clear skies, those lows ranging from the low to mid-50s. And tomorrow, sunny skies with great day for the Cy-Hawk game and a slight chance for storms in the northwest, those highs ranging from the upper 70s to mid-80s. Taking a look at the affiliate weather map for tomorrow, Cherokee will again see that slight chance for storms and sunny skies with a high of 80. Shenandoah, sunny skies and a high of 82. Des Moines, sunny and 84. Waterloo, sunny and 83. Albia, sunny and 82. Clinton, sunny skies, slightly cooler with a high around 78. For more detailed forecasts in your part of the state, make sure to check in with your local Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network affiliate. It's been a check of the Ag Weather Outlook, and that also brings us to the end of this episode of Ag Matters PM. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. You can find our video content as well as previous episodes of AMPM on our YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to see when those videos go live. Don't forget as well our free Twice Daily Market podcasts on Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. From the IARN studios in Des Moines, I'm Riley Smith. Just before I sign off for everyone else, go Hawks for this weekend. On behalf of Mark Magnuson and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.